The dean did not just call me to chat. He was absolutely livid. Within an hour, he had contacted the girls and their parents, and suddenly the power dynamic shifted. The girls were suddenly desperate for a meeting. When we finally sat down, they were all crocodile tears and excuses. They actually had the nerve to complain that the dean had woken them up with a phone call at 11 in the morning. I just stared at them and said, well, that is the problem. You are asleep at 11, while I have been at a hospital since 6. They claimed they could not help the noise, which was a lie, considering the police had already issued them €300 tickets that they just ignored. We left that meeting thinking it was over, but they were smarter than that. They just moved the parties across the street to the frat house. I watched from my window as 50 people crammed into a space they should not have been in, while my own residents were banned from seeing their families. My upstairs neighbor managed to film one of the parties from above, and the footage was damning. I posted the clip on a local subreddit to see if anyone cared, and it exploded. The entire city was fed up with people acting like the rules did not apply to them. That was when I contacted the press. Within 24 hours, the story was on every major national news website. The headlines were brutal, calling them out for keeping healthcare workers awake during a crisis. I was at work when I got a text saying a film crew was actually at our doorstep. My neighbor was too scared to talk, but then the most incredible thing happened. One of the guys from the frat house actually opened the door for the news crew. He was so arrogant that he went on national television and admitted to everything. He told the cameras they had been throwing parties and intentionally ignored the police. It was the ultimate gift. That interview became the final nail in the coffin for their academic careers. University launched a massive disciplinary case. Because we eventually showed a tiny bit of mercy for the girls, they only got 40 hours of community service and probation. The guys across the street were not so lucky. They got 80 hours each and were forced to write us individual letters of apology. I spent an entire afternoon reading those letters, and let me tell you, they were poetic. It was the sound of spoiled kids finally realizing they were not untouchable. Now, if I hear so much as a loud conversation, one single text to the group chat turns the entire building into a library. They learned the hard way that you should never mess with the sleep of someone who has nothing left to lose.